Every time you feel pain and you survive through it, it's just a reminder of why you're here and what you're fighting for. Losing blood for no purpose, not a good thing. Sacrifice doesn't have value. When you have a purpose greater than you, then every time blood is spilled, that's me. Purpose. Reminds you what you're fighting for. Makes you stronger. You always got more blood to give until your last days. Just remember what you're fighting for.
Molly rolls her sleeve back down. She hands him back the knife. And she turns to leave, but before she does, she stops and she turns around and says, "Dark rock poison." And she looks at Ian and she says, "That means something to you, doesn't it?"
You came from a dark place. You found some stability. And you're going to turn into something that hurts you.
Maybe. I don't want to be that, but it could happen.
You know, the dangerous thing with poison is that hurt isn't physical. It's not on the outside. I mean, you don't know when poison hurts. Just remember the choices you make could hurt people emotionally. When you get to that point, I want you to second guess yourself at least once. Know that there's always other options.
I won't ask you to do it unless there's no other choice. I promise.
Chase goes to the table where he left her PB&J and and he's got 3 pills there that Kat gave them.
Yeah.
And he picks up the 3 pills and gives them to Molly, and he's like, "I didn't take any of these. Going into Rocket, I know one of these is supposed to heal you. It's supposed to, just take them all." That wound.
Thanks a lot, Ian. I'll see you later, okay?
See you later.
I just wanted to add, there was a short scene with Roma, with Molly.
Okay.
Just pass a message on to say, when I send in the message, I wanted to make sure the slice was horrible or not. I mean, I was hoping it was taste good, not be horrible. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was clear in the email, but
okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
and
we can start from the beginning then.
Yeah, and tell her that if she ever needs anything after Giotto, if we survive, try and help. Give pointers on how to help, though, because otherwise it could go wrong. That's all.
Woken up, gone through a morning ritual of grooming, groomed you, build you on latest Dream World session. Go over to cupboard, start taking out costumes. They probably did like the month before in September. You still okay with going Prince and Princess this year?
Who smiles and claps.
And you're going to be the prettiest princess ever. Added character is Cassandra and her mom still with Tiffany, or have they gone back to Saffron?
You tell me.
How long is it? It's just the next day, right?
Has it been 2
It's
days?
just the next. It's been 2
Friday?
days since the rocket thing. I think it's been
Yeah.
2 days. So
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, still given the room situation, especially considering the Rockets know where she and Noir live, it probably would be better if Tiffany were all right with that for Cynthia at least to stay there. Cassie might
Cynthia-
not, but she would definitely visit and stuff.
yeah, Cynthia Pine is probably up early making breakfast because that's her routine. So
Okay.
she's probably already up making breakfast, and she's very
He's delightful. Cassie, you're a bad daughter.
very Stepford Wivesy. Says, "Good morning, Tiffany. I made
morning.
I made you breakfast. I wasn't really sure what you were." She said, "Oh no, it's nothing. It's nothing. I hope you don't mind, but I sort of took a few things out of your icebox. I wasn't sure."
Which icebox, real quick? Living room or
She-
kitchen?
"Oh, just the one over there," she says, pointing at the
Kitchen?
one that's, yeah, the kitchen one.
Yeah, I don't remember if I went over this with you. The one the sewing room is used food. Because he's a grimer, it's easier for him to digest foods that are a little bit more toward rotten or garbagey side. So
Oh, okay.
that icebox, it's
No,
strictly for
I took
him.
it from the kitchen one. I wasn't sure.
One's fine. Nothing's off limits there.
I wasn't sure, like I said, what you wanted to eat, so I made you a little bit of everything. We have pancakes here, we have French toast here, we have some scrambled eggs here, scrambled over easy, sunny side up, and then she just kind of piles on this big, gigantic smorgasbord on your table.
Kidding. Okay, the action to real quick, and then we will sit down and we will eat. Takes out phone, texts Cassie. I just thought about this upon picking up. Benwell Burgundy and Bass might have ties to the Academy. Trenton went to banquet last night for them. I need to talk to my bro. Send. Next thing would be quick text to Trenton. Still on for tonight. Send. What time should we be there?
Trenton says, "Great, ... Why don't you meet here around 5?
Text back KK. Puts phone away. Goes to find Cynthia. Oh,
Is something wrong with your breakfast, dear?"
no, this is amazing. I do not have this skill. Which is weird, because I have a lot of really other good home ec skills. I do sewing, I do crafting, I can do embroidery, cooking. No.
Oh, embroidery! I love embroidery.
Oh, so do I. It's very calming. You have to focus on what the picture is you're trying to create.
Oh, yes, she says, although I do a lot better when there's an actual, design I can go against. I'm normally not very good at making something off of the top of my head.
What are you doing tonight? Do you want to stay here? I might be going with my brother and his family.
Oh, what's happening tonight?
Oh, it's All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve? Oh,
Yeah.
Is it a costume party?
No, it's just taking my little nephew trick-or-treating, but still.
Oh, that's so great. I wonder if Cassie wants to go trick-or-treating. We haven't gone trick-or-treating in so long.
Call her right now.
I wonder if her costume still fits from when she was in the 5th grade.
Cassie. Cassie, do you answer? It's call for Tiffany. Who has your mom?
There's your phone starts to ring from Tiffany, Cassie.
And I assume she's in like public transport right now, like on a bus or something.
Sure.
Okay, but seeing the call, and yes, with Cynthia, her mother, dearest mother, being with Tiffany, she has to answer to make sure it's okay.
Yes.
Good morning, young lady. Your mom needs to speak to you. Hands phone to Cynthia. Go.
Cassie, darling.
Hey, Mom, is everything all right?
She says, everything is just wonderful. I was just told that tonight is All Hallows Eve, and I was wondering if you wanted to go trick-or-treating tonight. Do you have a costume picked out?
Yeah, I'm a vampire today. Don't you think, though, that I'm a little old for trick-or-treating?
Oh, don't be silly, Cassie. You always will be my little girl.
Mom, I love you too, but never mind. Go on.
Or do you think you'd be embarrassed to see your mother with you trick-or-treating? Have you outgrown me already?
Oh, I wouldn't be embarrassed to be seen with you trick-or-treating. I'd be embarrassed to be seen trick-or-treating.
Oh, I thought you liked candy.
I do like candy, but I'm an
got a candy
adult
story.
with a job.
Oh, you have a job?
Yeah,
Oh, Cassie,
remember?
that's wonderful.
Remember the job I told you about at the lab?
Oh, that's right. How is that job coming along?
It is coming along wonderfully. I am Daddy's little girl.
Oh, she says, I'm so proud. I'm so excited. I'm so happy for you. All right, so I guess it sounds like you're going to be too busy to go trick-or-treating.
I'll see if I can squeeze things around, but for now,
no.
don't get your hopes up, okay?
Okay, it's fine, dear. Everything's fine. Everything is
love
just right
you.
as rain. Oh, I love you too. Well, it was so good talking to you, and I hope you have fun tonight. If you don't mind, if you're not going to go trick-or-treating, then I might join your friend Tiffany.
Oh, and you are more than welcome to.
Do you think that she might be able to find a good costume for me, though? I feel like it's such late notice.
I think
sure,
Tiffany
no
could
problem.
manage.
Oh, okay. Well, then I think it should be fun.
All right, well, I'll try to message you when I'm on break and just make sure everything's okay, and you have a good day, okay?
All right. Well, have a good night, Pumpkin.
All right, love you.
Love you too. She hangs up. And then she turns to Tiffany and he says, Isn't Cassie just wonderful?
Yes. All those fun stories you told me about her, just see her in such a whole new light. So what do you want to go as?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me know.
Well, you know, Tiffany, Oh no, I couldn't dress up as that. Oh, that would be.
Tell me. I used to do
Well,
cosplay. It's fun.
You know, when I was a lot younger, you know, back in the day, like when I was in college, all the girls, all they wanted to do for Halloween, instead of dressing up as, ghost Pokemon, they wanted to dress sexy. They just always wanted to dress sexy, and I just never thought that I could pull off that. And, I was just thinking, you think I could pull off sexy?
Yes.
All right,
Just
well,
get a cute little frame from somewhere.
see, I was thinking of being like a sexy, I don't know, Blossom or something. Or something along those lines.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. I think actually, let me go check my closet. I have a green sequin dress. We'll use that as the base. Oh, I'll need to stop by a crafting store, get some fake silk flowers or plastic. We can do like a flower crown piece.
Oh, Tiffany, could you think you really could do this?
Come with
Oh,
me. We're at the closet, her bedroom. She's already shifting through. Okay, here's the dress.
I feel like I'm 22 years old again.
Oh, cool. Tiffany
All
will
right.
do all the things to make this happen. So Tiffany's
right.
now busy all morning. I will go ahead and give you an intuition roll.
So the nice thing is, Cynthia, even though, she's a little bit older than 22, just a little bit older than 22, she has a nice figure. So you could definitely come up with something to pull it off.
Why do I have so many things? Here, your intuition. 22.
22? All right. It's not too late for you to go out trick-or-treating with your mom tonight as a sexy Blossom. All right.
That was good timing on that comment. I was just typing that.
Not too late. Wow.
We'll see how the rest of the day goes. We'll see how the rest of the day goes.
Oh, Tiffany will attack you with glitter if you do say you're a vampire, just so you're forewarned.
Okay.
Well, no, that's it. She actually, Cassie, for the record, I don't know if it'll ever come up, so I'll just say it. Yeah, she's dressed as normal, but she does have little fangs in. So, not like those cheap, crappy plastic ones that cover your entire teeth. Just the canines.
So Tiffany, you definitely can put together something that will make her look a lot younger, definitely, and make her look sexy. So, how sexy are you going to make her? I guess.
How sexy does she want to be?
Well,
Tiffany will go with this as far as she wants.
She's gonna tell you like she wants to be like as scandalously sexy because she wants to like I've never had a chance to just really let myself go. This has been
no,
my
we're
chance.
doing this. We are committed.
Okay.
Wait, goes over to book. Like this is back when I did my cosplay days. Here I am as Jessica Rabbit. Here I am as Emma Frost.
Yeah.
Here I am as Little Mermaid. I've done them all.
She definitely wants to be not safe for work sexy. Like if it was her choice, if it was up to her, she would be not safe for work sexy. So okay. This is interesting. Brushman, get ready to draw this.
If this is the rocket influence, or if this is just how she has been.
I think that this honestly is probably some repressed desire that she. I mean, she's maybe
gonna be so heartbroken when she gets back to normal, isn't she?
Right. Part that, part midlife crisis. You know, the daughter's out of the nest. I'm getting older. I kind of miss all the things that I missed out on when I was younger because I wasn't as much of a risk taker. I was a really conservative younger. So this is like the Catholic schoolgirl trying to come out of her you know, that this is what's going on with your mom right now. And I think it's her loopy state.
And you left her with Tiffany, of all people.
Yeah, like tomorrow Cassie's gonna come back and be like her mom with her arm around Chase and like, Cassie, meet your new father.
Yes, Tiffany will set this state up.
Okay.
All right, go on.
Anyway, so we'll let you do that.
Molly is actually going to call Alicia.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
She'll pick up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Molly. How did you sleep?
Oh, I slept very well. How did you sleep?
I slept very well, but I missed you.
Oh, I'll have to stay over some night. And Molly realizes what she just said, and she says, "Just for a sleepover, not for." I'm sorry. I'm.
Oh,
sure. Yes, just like a movie night or something.
Of course.
That'd be really nice.
Okay. Well, I was wondering, if you have time today, could we go to the temple?
Oh, I would love to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna call my friend Noir. She can come with us. I've never really been to a temple. I'd love to go there with both of you.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. They have services. Did you want to go to the service before lunch or after lunch or in the evening?
Any time is fine. When do you have time?
She says, well, I don't have to go into my work until later today. I have a half day today, so did you want to go before lunch?
Okay, sure. Maybe after we're done there, we can get some lunch.
That'd be wonderful. There's a 11 o'clock service, I believe, at the Temple of Mu if you want to meet up there.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you there then, okay?
Okay, wonderful.
Mm-hmm. So, hangs up the phone, calls Noir, asks her to come along.
When's Noir's lunch break? Possible times.
You can, if you want your lunch break to start at like as early as 11-ish, you can.
Okay, she'll take her lunch break then.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
she might be running a little late. You might be running a little late to the service, but the temple's not that far away from the coffee shop. Actually, it's within a few blocks. Yeah.
Well, so go to the service. Start doing stuff without me. I might be a little late.
All right. Yeah, 11 o'clock. We might have lunch afterwards. Maybe we could stop by the cafe or something.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I have to go back to work afterwards too. So.
And then what is, just so I know, what is Cassie doing this morning leading up to lunch, and what is Chase doing leading up to lunch?
I mean,
Chase wanted to
Cassie's
go to-
working at the lab. Oh,
Cassie's working at the lab. Okay.
And Chase was going to look for a tattoo parlor.
Oh, okay.
and I do want a little scene at the lab at least, but that can happen before lunch or after lunch. So wherever you want to fit me in.
Okay. And Tiffany is going to be doing what prior leading up to lunch?
Helping Mama Pine get sexy, obviously.
All right, so you're going to help Mama Pine get sexy. Okay. So why don't we do Chase looking for a tattoo parlor? Let's say that you're taking a half day at work at the tattoo parlor for right now. Let's do that first. So you had your little scene with Steven and Lewis, and but you needed to take you still needed to work half a day at work. So you're going to work until basically like 1 o'clock, like basically afternoon.
Yeah.
And Lewis and Steven are going to go and do their own thing. So you're working at the tattoo parlor in Saffron City, conveniently.
Mm-hmm.
And Chase, you're going to... I think this tattoo parlor was relatively recommended by whoever it is. However you were searching for a tattoo parlor, some people might have pointed you to this direction. And do you have a name for the tattoo parlor, Quirky?
Actually, it's called the Painted Temptress.
The Painted Temptress.
That was perfect.
Okay. And it just
Time
so
to go into
happens,
the Painted Temptress.
and it just so happens like the sign has like the image of the Painted Temptress on it, and I'm sorry,
Like a pinup girl or something.
like a pinup girl, and it doesn't look exactly like her, but it looks similar to Mama Pine. It looks very similar to Mama Pine, but not exactly like her. They have very similar features. You know, it's like one of those like this, like.
Yeah.
Oh.
So so you're gonna go into the tattoo parlor.
Yeah. So go in and go to the counter. He's just pretty straight. He knows what he wants. So he's like, can I talk to someone who has some hours free to do tattoo work today?
There's only 2 people at the tattoo parlor at the moment, and there's a girl who goes up to the counter to help you, and she says, I'm working with a client right now, but Annie?
She's kind of sketching another design for a client, and she kind of looks up and says, "Oh, is there a walk-in today?"
Yeah, could you please help me with this gentleman over here? I have to finish up touching up this tattoo for somebody.
Oh yeah, of course. And she walks up to the counter and kind of walks up to the counter and greets Chase like, hi, what would you like today?
And I should point out that when you see Chase, you recognize him.
I do.
Because you remember from where, right? You've recognized him, right? Session 1? Your session 1? Your session 1?
Oh, right.
Opening all the doors, right?
Opening all the doors?
Yeah. I remember now.
Yes.
Sorry,
You've seen
I
all
was
5 of them. Yeah, you've
Yeah.
seen all 5 of them. So
Okay.
Chase, you recognize.
She kind of walks up, is taken aback a little bit, but she still tries to keep her composure. It's like, hi, what would you like today?
Need some cover up work done.
Oh, of course. She kind of waves you over. Have a seat over at my station.
I'm glad that you can take me. It's sort of a rush job.
Oh, it's all good. I'm used to doing rush jobs. Can I see the area? As long as you're comfortable.
He takes off his shirt.
All right.
And the main, like, he hasn't walked into the room yet. He's just at the counter. Just starts undressing.
Walks over to the counter.
All right.
Is he still all like matted blood and stuff, or?
Probably.
Oh, once she kind of sees the matted blood, she's kind of taken aback a little bit. Like, oh, we should get that cleaned up a little bit first. And she kind of looks to examine, but also like taking like a washcloth or something and running it under the faucet.
And yeah, because you haven't seen the scenes yet, there is a half of his chest is actually a firebird that's been carved in with a knife. So that's where the blood is coming from. It's half finished.
Oh. So you got a little bit of scarification work done.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's the term for it, I believe. And you want the other half done in ink? Or
Scarification is a thing. And then I suppose scarification it is. Might as well keep it all the same.
I'm not
this was my work right here. I have a steady hand under a lot of stress.
Oh. She kind of examines it a little bit more and kind of dabs a bit of the blood off of it and kind of looks at it thoroughly. And I'm not exactly trained in scarification work. We could...
I mean, I have the knife. You could just use my knife if you don't have the right tools.
She kind of seems a little bit flustered, kind of. And she kind of takes out an old knife of her own, and I can clean this up and give it a try.
And I will say, now that you've cleaned up his chest a little bit, you start seeing a lot of writing that's starting to fade, but you see a list of 12 names across his chest. You also see the number 797 amongst a bunch of other phone numbers and other variables. You also see the symbol of Alpha and Omega written on his chest, and you see the names of his current team.
When she sees the symbol, she her eye kind of twitches a little bit, but she still tries to maintain composure. You take good notes, don't you?
Sometimes I don't have paper around when I need it. I figure, I mean, they used to make parchment out of leather in the past. I feel like this is no different. Are you taking notes on yourself? You seem to be covered with a lot of stories.
Yeah, it's that, and as well as trying to bring out some beauty in myself, yes. And she continues to sort of wipe down and kind of sterilize the knife that she has.
You think beauty is on the outside?
Well, it's more like bringing the inner beauty of the soul out onto the skin. It's sort of why I came into this profession.
You listen to souls? Create art based on what the souls tell you?
Yeah. There are a lot of beautiful souls out there with that don't exactly match the exterior.
And how long do you need to talk to someone before you can depict something that reflects their soul?
Sometimes it's immediate. Other times it takes a little while to get down to the nitty-gritty, you know.
I don't know how long this job's going to take you, but I'm happy to talk to you a little bit about myself. See what you think afterwards.
I have a good ear. And she
Yes.
sort of motions for you to lean back and starts finishing the job with the knife, although a little bit more, probably a bit more care in it than the previous work.
I see you have a pretty steady hand. Feel free to use ink afterwards as well, just to cover up some of the mess I did.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that for you. And she starts to sort of finish the work very, very gently. She looks very intently and, well, I'm open to hearing some more of your stories while I work. I might think of something else for your trouble.
Character, real quick, we're still here. How does Anne react to a Duskull, which is a banned Pokemon, on her counter?
Oh yeah, yeah. She kind of back at the counter. She probably notices him and kind of looks a little bit to the side, but she doesn't really say anything much. But she just kind of pats his head a little bit and kind of like, "Hey, hey, I recognize your presence and you're adorable." And kind of like.
Well, that's gonna go a long way to you're petting my brother. Okay. We're cool.
Speaking of which, so Tiffany, you decide that you have a lot of materials that you can work with, but you kind of want to go out and get a little bit more to make the costume for Cynthia. So you and Cynthia are actually out and about, and you guys are walking down the street to go to the shop where you're going to get some more materials, and you just happen to be passing by. And Cynthia grabs a hold of your arm and says, "Oh, Tiffany, look, that sign over there." And she's pointing at this tattoo parlor with a big sign. And she's pointing and said, "Doesn't that look just like me?"
Tiffany lives in Sreliun. Where is the tattoo shop? Tiffany lives in Sreliun, remember?
But your favorite material shop is
But your
in
favorite
Saffron.
material shop is in Saffron.
Sure,
You get a very special discount because that's also where because well, I was gonna say because you're about to work at the as an employee. All of those employees have special discounts at this shop in Saffron.
Interesting.
So yes, yes, like 15% off. So 50% off all materials, just as an FYI. So no, 20. We'll say 20. 20% off. 20% off. So you're walking, and she's gonna point it out and says, "Oh, Tiffany, that looks just like me, doesn't it?"
Oh my god! Yes, it does.
Do you think you could make me look like her?
Yes, I can. Red Blade think Cassie is going to kill me. It's going to be worth it.
And as you guys are noticing it, through the windows, you can see a topless Chase with this girl
dear Lord,
doing something on his chest.
Cynthia, I mean, That's our friend in there. I'm gonna go say hi real quick. Then we'll go into the fabric store, okay?
Oh, your friend. Oh, your friend
Remember
Chase.
Chase, right?
Oh yes, of course I remember Chase. He seems like a very sweet young man.
Yeah, let's say that. Proceeds to open door, go in.
Did you just tell
In
her
fact-
Cynthia to stay put, or
Yep,
is she?
she's coming with. She's on
All
her
right, so
arm.
she's coming in. All right, sure.
In Faye, darling, what are you doing?
Oh, hey. You coming in
Let's-
here as well, or?
I just saw you topless, and
You always
my
seem-
day is never complete without you topless for some reason. We're not even dating. I want
feels-
Kyle to be like this. Why is it you?
I don't think you want Kyle to be like this.
Pauses. Actually, first time looks at him. What did you do?
I made art.
Oh,
Okay.
you made art? Oh, how wonderful, Chase, Cynthia says.
Goddess has entered.
Uh-huh.
You know, you look exactly like the sign, the painting on the sign of that empress.
Tiffany?
Yes?
Chase just said that the girl on the front looks just like me. Oh, Chase, you're so sweet.
No, what
It-
the odds of someone coming in physical form into this building who looks exactly like the sign up there,
Oh.
who we invited from a past party. I met at another party, and now here you are in the flesh.
Oh. Chase, you're gonna make me blush, she says as she gives your shoulder a nice, rub. You're so nice.
And what are you two doing out on the town?
Before you made your art,
Tiffany's going to make me sexy,
I had
Cynthia says.
Oh? Chase
yes.
looks around down.
Yes, tell him, Tiffany. She
Oh,
looks
yeah.
very excited.
Originally, we were going to do a bloom, but now she maybe thinks she might want to do like the sign out there.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
I do too. Also, you answered my question. Did you sterilize the blade when you made your art?
I don't know what that means.
Did you sterilize the blade? Clean it before you made your art?
I wiped it on my shirt.
You're gonna die of infection one day. It's gonna happen.
It's
Was
only
it-
there to make me stronger, though.
Please tell me you're at least responsible. Please.
I sterilized the blade, I promise.
Okay. Good.
And I'm going to use ink to sort of clean out the edges on his work.
Good. Great.
I'm gonna need you to fix my stomach later, Tiffany.
What it pauses, looks at where it's been cauterized.
Mhm.
Why didn't you tell me about this the day of?
Never knew it was gonna be a thing. Something must have come over me.
Pauses, looks around. Speaking of, where is their other friend you brought back from the day of? What
Oh.
happened to him?
He's checking out the town.
Okay, you
We
let
had
it
a-
go.
we- I mean, I wasn't keeping him captive.
Okay.
We
Okay.
just shared dinner at the diner. We just had a grand old time. I think he's a good dude.
Well,
Maybe we'll see Anthony again.
Oh, Anthony, he's such a sweet boy.
Anthony,
I miss.
I know.
Yes.
When she hears the name Anthony, she kind of perks up a little bit, but doesn't really say anything. But still kind of
roll
goes
to
back
see
to
if
his work.
it's perking up. Perception.
I'm sorry.
Can I roll to see if noticing her perk up?
Sure. Go.
Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, 7.
I'll say not really. No.
I am so focused on Chase, and what did you do?
Will you take good care of So Cynthia turns to Anne and says, "Are you gonna take good care of Chase? He's a very dear friend." She says, as again, she pats Chase on the shoulder.
It's
We take very good care of our clients here, don't worry.
Oh, good.
She makes wonderful pancakes.
She does.
Oh, thank you. Chase, what are you doing tonight? Are you going trick-or-treating?
I trick or treat every year. Today's the one day I got where I can act like myself.
Oh, well, Tiffany and I were gonna go trick-or-treating with her family. Did you want to at least come with us? I think it would be fun.
I'll tag along.
Aww.
Do you have a costume? Oh, you said you didn't want to dress up today. Oh, that's fine.
Oh, me not dressing up is dressing up. I won't wear my hoodie. I'll be good. I'll go like a normal person.
Okay.
Like a
Maybe
normal.
you could. It might be a good time for you to show off your new tattoo. She says,
Oh, my-
and at the scar, to show off your new tattoo.
Perfect idea. Hopefully it'll be done in time.
When she hears Chase saying, "Oh, I'll go as a normal person," she kind of smiles to herself a little bit, but still kind of continues the work. Sometimes kind of tapping Chase a little bit just to keep him still while he's talking.
Have you been an artist for long?
I've
Or
been.
I'm be bothering you?
Oh, no, it's fine. I've had rowdier customers. I've been.
Yeah, you can get pretty rowdy sometimes.
You're one of the calmer ones, actually.
Interesting.
Especially,
I just need to torture him to make me calm. Cool.
I've been a general artist since I was little, but I've been training for a few years now in this field.
Oh, your parents must be so proud. Cynthia says.
Artistry.
My mom's the governor. She's not so proud.
Oh, you're a Kearney. Do you know Nevi? And
She's my
Cassie?
hostess.
Oh, this is such a small world.
Oh, you're the daughter of the governor? Oh, wow. We're in the presence of royalty.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the bad daughter, actually.
Nevi said she was the bad one.
Oh, pish posh.
We're
I don't think
competing.
that's true. I don't think that's true.
I was the original bad one.
Mrs. Pine, do you know the Kearneys?
She says, I don't really know them personally. My husband, I believe, knew the father, Matthew, I think, but not very well, I don't think. I think they had a few classes back in school days, I think, if I remember.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Why do you ask?
Just, I like to know about people's families.
Oh, you are such a sensitive one, aren't you, Chase?
I try to be.
Family is very important.
It is.
Absolutely.
First. All are one.
Well, if you wanted to come join us for trick-or-treating, you're welcome as well, she says, talking to Anne.
Oh, you can bring Nevi, and that way Cassie'll come. I so want Cassie to come.
How is Cassie? I haven't seen her much.
Good. Busy, but good.
That's good.
I'm so proud of her, Cynthia says.
She's a sweet one.
I love her so much.
A little sassy sometimes, though.
Oh, but it's part of her charm.
I know, right?
The intelligence she got from her father, the sass she got from me.
Oh, obviously.
The pines seem sweet. She says as she.
It's the ones I've met. Hugs Cynthia.
Oh, well, we try to be as much as possible. Speaking of Cassie, you are over at Prism Labs again, and just out of curiosity, what are you working on at the moment?
Well, actually, when she arrived, could she just search out Aspen herself?
Sure.
I mean, like, if she could ask, and if he's busy, then she'll go work.
Yeah.
So whatever would set it up better for you.
You can seek out Aspen. You can go over his office. His office door is currently open, and but he currently seems to be talking to someone. But because his door is open, it means that it's okay to interrupt him. He's not having a very important conversation with someone. So if you'd like to enter, you may.
No, in that case, then she'll like lightly knock on the door, you know, just to get his attention.
Cassie, yes, come in.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt anything.
Oh, no, I was just finishing up. We were just finishing up. Cassie, I wanted you to meet Stephen Pearl, he says.
Hello. Hi, nice to meet you, and she'll offer her hand.
Stephen is actually a very brilliant mind. He's extremely great with computer security systems, so I was just talking to him because we were thinking of possibly hiring him to help us with the Prism Lab security.
Yeah, Stephen will shake her hand. It's nice to meet you. And yes, this would seem very interesting being in this kind of great establishment.
Yeah, it's a great place, and whatever you could do to increase the security, we'd all appreciate it around here.
So 2 things. First of all, Stephen, you do recognize Cassie immediately.
Yes.
You personally know about Professor Pine because you actually probably have read some of his journals, you know, in passing, because he has definitely been a great pioneer in terms of research in Pokemon evolution. You're more into like computer stuff, but I would figure maybe you might have read one of like something from his journals. So you know that Cassandra Pine is his daughter. You know what happened to him.
He knows better than most.
Number 2, you might know better than most. Number 2, Cassie, when you actually shake Stephen's hand, you sense something very powerful within Stephen, but it's not psychic.
Okay.
But at this point, you can probably gather it's something more aura-based at this point, especially with your interactions with Fabian over the course of the last couple of months.
Okay.
Something about Stephen is very powerful aura-wise.
Would it be powerful enough to activate any particular features, or
like what feature, for example?
Like one we kind of discussed over Discord. Okay, cool.
Sure.
Then we'll say that that's suddenly a canon thing.
Do you have that feature now? Like, do you actually have?
I had one waiting to see what would trigger, if anything would happen. So if that's all right with you.
If you have the prerequisites, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Do you have the prerequisites? Then yes, it can trigger it. Sure.
Cool. Well, does she get any particular insight from that then?
Yes. So it's confirmed that he has very powerful aura powers, and the aura powers that Stephen has are vision-based. So it's a passive power that is vision-based. And you feel that the strength of it is powerful but hasn't reached its full potential yet. You feel like there's still more that Stephen can unlock.
Okay. And a little bit beyond that, what, like, could she gather, looking at, you know, the feature again, could she gather at all his intentions? I mean, I think since this is like the first time it's happening, it probably she wouldn't be able to pinpoint, but does she get like a good feeling about him or anything?
She has a good feeling.
Good feeling, okay.
She has a good feeling about him. But there is something that troubles him, but you have a good feeling about him.
Okay. So then as, he takes her hand, her brow perks a little bit as all of that information just kind of like suddenly washes over her. But she makes no note of it. She still offers that polite smile and a little nod. And after the handshake is over, she lets go. Says, well, assuming Aspen hires you, it'll be good working with you.
Yes, it would be interesting.
I was actually going to have Steven sort of... I was actually going to ask if you could show Steven around the labs, and maybe he could start taking a look at some of our computer systems. We've got he's cleared. Everything is good for him to go. This is
access?
just not full access, but at least just enough for him to get familiar with our systems in general. This is more of a preliminary consultant kind of thing. I'm assuming that's correct, Steven?
Yes, just one thing. We talked about my partner. Is he okay to be around?
Yes, we got clearance for that as well. Yes.
So you don't mind if I let him out and let him see around as well?
As long as he doesn't poke around where he shouldn't.
Of course, just normal scanning, nothing else.
Then
not
that's
go
fine.
hide anything.
Then that is fine.
Okay. Steven takes out the Pokeball and throws it out.
And it is what kind of Pokemon is it?
It's a Porygon 2.
It's a Porygon 2. Nice.
Well, shit. Sorry.
Let me ask you a question, Steven. So, since last we saw Theta, Madison has helped you provide Theta with an actual voice algorithm. So, what kind of voice did you choose for Theta? Can you describe the voice? Male, female?
I think it would be male. I'm not really Jarvis-like.
I was...
Not Rotim-like.
Not Rotom-like, okay.
It's much more natural talking.
Okay. Would it have a... Can you give me anything else that would help me with his voice? Like anything else to describe? Like, is it high, low, scraggly? Is there some sort of accent-ish? I don't know.
You can go do what you like. Don't have really thought about what his voice would be.
The Theta will come out and he will say to Steven, "Good morning, Steven."
Morning, Theta. This is Prism Labs we are now in. This is maybe a place we may work in the future.
The Porygon 2 looks around. It's very clean.
Yes, it is. You have permission to scan around, but nothing to intimate, not going inside computer or anything like that.
I will maintain my scanning into surface mode only.
Thank you.
Of course, Steven. The Porygon turns towards both Aspen and Cassandra Pine.
This is Theta. This is my partner.
Good morning. My name is Theta. Pleased to meet you.
Good morning, Theta. Quite a rare specimen you are.
Thank you. Steven has been taking care of me very well.
Good.
Well, you
Glad to hear that.
Well, you are the one who keeps care of me most of the time.
He says, it is a pleasure to do so, Steven.
And I don't know if you're the kind to do this, but just in case, please don't scan people without their permission. Just to get that out of the way.
Yes, that protocol has been added to my etiquette algorithm.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, we had a little incident with people who really were quite scared of him, so I had to teach him not to do that.
Where did you get him, if I may ask?
Oh, it was a gift. My sister gave it to me. It was kind of her way to make me... Well, I was at a low point. Data helped me move on.
Now, Pokemon family can be good for that. You and your sister close then?
Oh, yes, really close. So, should we...
Aspen says, yes, but Cassandra, you wanted to speak with me, though, first?
Yes, I did. Steven, could you just wait outside for a moment?
Of course. Come on, Data.
Cool, I'll be right with you.
Data will follow, out the door.
And so yeah, as they leave, if they don't close the door, Cassie will, so...
Sure. One or another, the door will be shut. What can I do for you, Cassie?
First, just about him. You sure you went through... I mean, I'm sure you did, but background checks and everything seems fine?
Yes, everything checks out. Why? Do you know him?
Just gotta be sure. I mean, going into a high security position like this, he'd have access to a lot of things, and you don't see many Pokemon like that.
Yes.
If it came from a low point in his life, I just want to be sure nothing is attached.
We did all of the standard background checks, but if you have reason to believe that we should dig even deeper before we hire him, then we can certainly do so.
I think he seems like a good guy, but I think just given the position he could hold, it might not be a bad idea. You know. Exchange some security for security.
Of course.
Cool, thank you. Now on to the reason I came. I don't want to be that person, but do you think I might be able to get an advance in my check?
He sits back a little bit and says, are you planning on taking off for some amount of time?
Yeah, and that does play into part of it. Have you heard at all on the news about the rocket base?
Yes, actually. It's been all over the news. It's been hard to avoid it.
Yeah, but not a lot of details have been revealed, right?
No, but that's not too surprising.
Well, as you probably were aware then, that particular base was in my hometown, and unfortunately, my mom was among the victims. So I'm currently in the process of trying to help her through some things they put her through.
Oh dear, so she's still alive then?
She's still alive, and doing surprisingly well, but she definitely needs some therapy.
He clasps his hands and he leans forward on his desk and he says, Cassie, is this what was bothering you that other day?
You're a smart man, Aspen. Yes.
I'm sorry. I kind of wish you told me, though.
I wish I could have, but they weren't shy in telling me what they had done, and with that, they left a bit of a note saying that I was kind of on my own. So I apologize for not including you, but I didn't feel that I could.
So what exactly happened to your mom, if you don't mind me asking?
They had a psychic among their ranks, and they messed with her brain a little bit.
Oh, I see.
It's part of the reason she's as fine as she is.
I see. Wow.
Yeah.
And I suppose you need the advance to help take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, Cassie, definitely take a lot for me to approve of such a things, but it sounds like under the circumstances, you seem to be in a bit of a bind. I believe that you, with the exception of the last few days, you've been a very fine employee. You've been coming in on time. You've been doing great work. You've been off, as I said, this week, but now I understand why you've been off. So, how much of an advance do you need?
I've yet to confirm that, to be perfectly honest. I wanted to make sure that I had something as a backup before I really looked into my options. But as you can understand, I'm hoping to get the best for her.
Would you need... So, out of character, you get paid bi-monthly. So he's going to ask, do you need 1 paycheck advance? Which is 2 weeks for you, out of character. Or are you thinking of more?
All I'm wanting to confirm right now is whether or not you would be sympathetic to my cause.
I'm very sympathetic, Cassie. I can honestly see myself giving you an advance of 1, possibly 2 paychecks. Anything other than that, if you needed to take some time to be with your mom, would fall into the category of leave without pay.
I understand. All right. That's appreciated, thank you. And I hope you know that I'm not trying to cheat you, I never have. They're just things that I have to deal with.
Is your mother under our insurance plan?
Would she be?
No, out of character, no.
No.
All right. I was just curious. I think that under the circumstances, it could be, under the circumstances, if you wanted to, we could treat your mother as a dependent, in which case she could be covered under your insurance plan. Just something to consider.
What would the qualifications for that be? How long would it last?
He says if she is in need of special therapy, for example, then it would be as long as the doctors can provide that such therapy is still necessary for her to get better, and as long as the doctor approves of such a thing, then yes, the coverage would continue for that duration until she finally got better. At which point she would no longer be, I would think, once she gets better, she would no longer fall under the dependent category.
So all I would have to do is have a doctor say that she does for now qualify?
Yes.
Would you recommend anyone?
I have a few that I'm sure some of the other employees have gone to in the past. So he'll give you like a list of doctors.
Okay, and no doctors she would recognize by name?
No, not necessarily. Not by name.
Okay. Cool. Then she'll look over the list and nod a little, look back up to him. All right, I'll see what I can do about contacting these men. Thank you again. I really do appreciate your understanding. I know not a lot of employers would be like this, so don't think that your generosity is falling on deaf ears, essentially.
There is another option, and I'm not necessarily recommending it to you because I myself am not a medical doctor, but I know that there have been advances in modern medicine that have talked about augmentations to help with psychic therapy. I believe Dr. Lightyear has been looking into that too.
All right.
My understanding is something gets implanted into the brain temporarily. It sends pulses or whatever to try to rearrange the memories of the brainwaves in order for the individual to basically regain what was lost from the brainwashing or what have you. It is more experimental, but based on some of the studies that have been taking place, it seems to be a lot faster than the standard psychotherapy.
Right. I think for now I'm going to pursue the normal options just to try to ensure everything goes smoothly.
Of course.
But I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Of course. If anything, if you do decide to go the route of the augmentation therapy, any complications would be completely covered by us.
But would the complications be particularly bad?
You would have to talk to Dr. Lightyear about that. I don't know much more than that.
All right.
Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just throwing it out there as an option.
Of course. Yes, thank you. Well, I think that's all that I had. Is there anything that's been on your mind?
Been on my mind?
Anything you want to say, ask? Or I could just go and show Steven around.
I think Steven has been out there for quite some time, so if you're concerned about him, I would definitely have you escort him everywhere around the labs. And we can definitely do a scrub afterwards just to make sure that his Pokemon really did stay within the boundaries that he said he would.
Sounds good. I'll take care of him then.
Thank you, Cassie.
Oh,
and
thank
again,
you.
if there's anything else I can help with, just let me know.
Will do. And if that's all, yeah, she'll leave the room, the office.
Okay. Noir, you are finishing up at the cafeteria. I mean, not the cafeteria, at the cafe. Excuse me. It's your lunch break, so you're gonna make your way over to the Temple of Mew. You're gonna arrive about 15 minutes late, not too late, and you'll be able to easily find Dr. Pearl and Molly at the service. Now,
very quietly.
yeah, of course. Throughout the city, what is it, Pumpkaboo? What are those Pokemon called? Pumpkaboos. There's Pumpkaboo lanterns, like, out on people's, like, doorsteps, and, like, it's Halloween. All the decoration, All Hallows Eve decorations are strewn about. And, the service today is talking about All Hallows Eve, and how this is the day where we honor the dead. This is the day that many people come out and think about the people that have passed on. It is also the day that ghost Pokemon in general like to frolic and run around free. The ones that are at least allowed here. And then, of course, Lavender Town. I think it's Lavender Town. Has the biggest All Hallows Eve celebration. Massive All Hallows Eve celebration. Because they take that particular holiday very seriously. So the service is about remembering your loved ones, always keeping them with you, and trying to feel their presence of your loved ones every day in every little thing that you do in your day. And Molly, while you are in the congregation, you will recognize somebody in the congregation just a few pews over. It is a little boy with his mom, and the little boy is sitting in the pew with a Changmo-o. So you recognize this boy as the boy that you saw back in session 1. But of course, during the service, you don't say anything. But the service will end, and Sister Chancinera was the one who, of course, was giving the service. And I think Alicia will turn to Noir and say, Noir, it was so great for you to be able to join us today.
Oh, yeah, I have my lunch break. Sorry I was a bit late. get away quickly.
I thought that Sister Chancinera did a great job today during the sermon.
Yeah, she did. It was a beautiful service.
And Alicia will turn to Molly and say, "Oh, Molly, look, isn't that cute? It looks like the sisters are giving candy out to the little kids." And you'll see that one of the little kids, of course, is the boy with the Jangmo-o.
Yeah, Molly's just she's observing him, but she's not gonna mention anything about it just yet. But she might give Noir a little look if Noir will notice.
Yes. What does the look imply?
Just out of character. We talked about it in the dream world, right? That yeah. So Molly will give Noir a look and kind of do a little.
She'll send. What's up?
That kid up there with the Jangmo-o, that's the one who tried to send the Pokemon with Pokerus through the mail.
Oh. I'm guessing he decided against that. That's good.
Seems like it, but I don't know. Seeing him again, it really makes me think about Pokerus again and how messed up that is, you know?
Yeah, deliberately making a Pokemon sick. Like, I don't understand it.
But the weird thing is, it's good for them in a way. But I don't know. I don't know. I could never subject Bullet to that kind of thing.
You're a good trainer.
Well, I do my best. Anyway, just thought I'd point that out.
Well, thank you. Back to talking out loud.
You hear a squawk of some sort right next to you, and if you turn to look, the Jangmo-o has wandered a little bit and seems to be squawking towards Molly's direction as if it recognizes Molly.
Molly will look toward it and she'll say, "Oh, hey, little guy."
You, as soon as he squawks, you hear a voice of a little boy yelling out, "Scales? Scales, where'd you go? Scales?"
Aw, Scales is such a cute name. How close is he to Molly?
I would say like 3 feet, 4 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she'll kind of kneel down and she'll reach out to him just to give him a pet.
He will lean towards the pet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then
she'll
he
stroke.
pants a bit, almost like a little dog.
Yeah. So she strokes him and says, "Oh, you seem to be doing better."
Nods.
All right. Your trainer's not trying to send you through the mail again, right?
Shakes his head.
And yeah, Molly will offer him a berry.
He will hesitate a little bit, and then he gives it a sniff, and then he will pick the berry off of your hand. Well, isn't he cute? So you know this Pokemon, Molly?
Oh yeah, he came to the delivery service one day.
Oh.
With his trainer.
Oh. And then you can still hear the little boy calling out, "Scales! Scales!" Him and his mom are both looking for Scales now, more through the pews.
Just out of curiosity, might be random outside chance, but the little boy and the mother aren't the same boy and mother from the fire, the explosion.
No.
Nope. Okay, cool.
No, different.
Yeah. So Molly says, "Well, your trainers seem to be looking for you."
The Jangmao turns around and starts turns back to you and turns around and then turns back to you and then goes towards the boy scampering. And the mom sees the Pokemon first, and she says, "Oh, Dimitri, there he is. He's right there." And Dimitri, the little boy, his face looks relieved, and he runs over, and clutches the Jangmo-o tightly, and says, "Scales, don't run off like that." And Scales just pants at him.
Yeah, Molly will just watch this. She won't approach the boy if he doesn't notice her, but she just watches and.
Okay.
She thinks to herself, he seems to be taking better care of Scales these days.
So, Molly, what do you think of the Temple of Mew?
I wasn't sure what to think at first, but it seems it's actually a very comforting place. I liked what they were saying about honoring the people we've lost, and it made me think about the Rays, and it made me think about some of the happy times I had with them.
Yeah, she tilts her head and she gives your arm a squeeze.
Yeah, and Molly will chuckle a little bit, and she'll say, "Did I ever tell you about my favorite story that Dylan and Irene used to tell me?"
I don't think so.
So